What is up, guys? I just spent the last hour and a half at the DMV. It's a rainy day in Chicago, so if you have anxiety in Chicago today and you spent it at the DMV, it's pretty high. Nonetheless, I think Jordan Love is going to be a bounce back player of the year this year. I think he's going to be a top five quarterback, and I think he might even be an MVP candidate after the season's all said and done. Here are the reasons. 2023, I don't think was a fluke. He finished QB6 on the year. He had a blazing second half. He looked absolutely phenomenal that season, and I don't think that that's just a flash in the pan. I think that that's actually who he is, and that's the elite potential that he has. I think 2024 is much more of what's the right word? It's much more of a fluke than anything, just due to the injuries that he had last year. He cranked his knee in week one. He came back. He had a groin injury as soon as he came back. He didn't look all that great, for the few games after that, but he still was managing like 15 fantasy points per game. He still took him to the playoffs. I mean, Jordan Love he's a really solid quarterback in the NFL. I think he's being drafted too low right now. I think he's going around like QB 10, 11, 12 range in fantasy drafts. And I'm not saying like take him any different than that. But what I am saying is that if you do draft him there, you can expect bigger things than QB 12. So I'm really excited about Jordan Love this season. First reason is Matt LaFleur's offensive schemes tend to lean pass heavy, especially when he has a healthy quarterback. So 2023, 57% pass versus 43% run. Last year, it skewed a little bit different, was 49% pass. But again, I think the reason is not only did they bring Josh Jacobs in to help the offense, Jordan Love was out, right? So they're going to lean heavy into the run game when your starting star quarterback isn't on the field. Now, that's another reason why I like Jordan Love this year. Josh Jacobs brings safeties down into the box. People have to start keying in on him because he's a really solid RB1. I think he was a top 5 running back last year. That opens up the back thirds for Jordan Love to really just air it out, to get people downfield and throw it, as far as he can and pray for the best. But I do think that we have a solid group of young wide receivers. I think Jaden Reed is a year 3 breakout candidate. Generally speaking, wide receivers going into their third year, if they've looked pretty good the first 2 years, break out in year 3. And so I'm excited to see what he can do. We drafted Matthew Golden round 1. We drafted Savion Williams round 3. We'll see how those guys pan out. Tucker Kraft is an absolute monster at the tight end position, so I'm excited for that. And then lastly, we have a top 10 offensive line. I don't think that gets enough press. I think our offensive line is a really solid offensive line. We signed a guard from San Francisco this year, the top guard in the market. So that just solidified it even more. But, I'm really excited about what Jordan Love can do this year. Again, I think he's a top 5 quarterback. I think he's an MVP candidate. And I think he's a bounce back fantasy player of the year candidate. So take it for what it's worth. But J Love.